be something like, how do you feel about the new CDC revision back to what it should have always been? I'm sorry, I guess I'll put in my own thoughts.
I think they're doing the best that they can.
Ne-
None of us have lived with this before.
Sure.
And it is, they don't call it practice for a reason.
Sure, and it's difficult when we're all on the same team and half of the team is very aggressively not following the rules.
Yeah.
Right. So this would be medium talk.
Yeah, sure.
So, it's not what do you have for breakfast, but at the same time, it's kind of, it's like we're getting into politics a little bit. So that would be medium.
All right, they can hear us now.
Okay,
Are
excellent.
they hearing this echo as well?
Ask them why they're hearing echo.
Are you all hearing an echo?
I don't think they are, actually.
Okay.
But
I'm hearing myself twice, which sometimes is my greatest dream, and sometimes it's my worst nightmare. So now we've fallen back to banter.
So for breakfast, I had a prepared meal from a lovely little company called Reap Wellness.
Oh,
And I
okay.
decided to have a salad for breakfast because I didn't really feel like other breakfast foods.
Okay.
So the salad had black beans and tomatoes, some tortilla strips,
Interesting.
cauliflower, and
Healthy.
yeah, that was the breakfast.
Okay.
And a grilled cheese for lunch.
Okay. All right.
From High Street on the market.
Okay.
With a mushroom soup.
Is it a cream of mushroom or is it like a chicken or vegetable stock?
It was a creamy mushroom.
Okay.
I wouldn't say cream of.
So it was like a very dairy heavy lunch.
I don't think the soup had dairy in it.
So it was a non-dairy cream. Interesting.
Yeah.
And you? What did you have for lunch?
I had oatmeal with sliced banana. It was very simple. And a pasta.
And that was for lunch.
Oh, you said lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, I was on breakfast.
Okay. All right.
For lunch, I had a prepared meal. It was enchiladas, black beans, and rice.
All right. All right.
From where?
Amy's.
Oh, all right.
I love
Excellent.
Amy's.
All right.
An excellent meal, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't do free advertising here on the Micheaux Mission.
Right. I know that's right.
They can contact Podglomerate to find out our advertising fees.
advertising rates, yes. Thank you for being here, Vince. You can continue that for just a couple more.
Look, man.
Did you share what you had?
What would I share? Well, I had a oftentimes we'll skip breakfast. You know, it's like you don't want to use a term like intermittent fasting because that's very, it's very committed and it's kind of hard to talk about without sound like an asshole. Well, I do a bit of intermittent fasting, but usually about so I had like a protein shake, and some cashews.
Okay.
That was your lunch?
That was sort of breakfast, lunch, and then lunch. It's funny you were asking about my children. I had I was eating off of my son's lunch. Like he had like some chicken apple sausage and some strawberries. So you know how like you make the sausage, and it's always it's like a real Goldilocks situation because it can't be too hot,
Right.
but at the same time you got to make sure it's cooked through.
Right.
So I ate one of the sausages, and then some of the strawberries, like 3 of the strawberries.
You
So
didn't mind.
he doesn't care. He don't, as long as he gets his, as long as my son gets his food. Like he's quite magnanimous that way. Like as long as I get mine, you all do what you
Do
want.
what you want.
Do what you want. So now we've done breakfast
Yes, you have.
and lunch. We've had medium talk,
Yes.
Yes.
which was the new mask mandate. Although they said technically we're not really going to be affected. I don't know if y'all live here in Philadelphia and there, but they said that the recommendations are really for the areas that are having the high infection rates right now, which ironically are the areas that aren't going to follow the mandates.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Emancipation Proclamation.
Ah, I see what you did there. It's early though. It's early. We're not going to shift. We're not going to shift into the movie yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. How you doing, Lynn? Checking in with you. How you doing over there? You said you're still figuring it out?
No, I think I may have taken
Think you haven't figured it out.
Sorry.
So are you Scotty or LaForge? That's Star Trek talk, y'all.
I am figuring it.
Who's the engineer on Voyager?
That would be what's him? Bilal Torres.
Was Torres engineering?
Yeah.
I think I forgot that.
No.
I think my Klingon racism, I thought she was security. Interesting. I don't know if she should have gotten fired or if she should get a medal.
She wasn't the engineer when they got lost.
Oh.
Deep Star Trek.
Yeah. We're going to come back from Star Trek. So now we've moved from banter to medium level to nerd talk. So now I'm going to shift all the way back. Now, can they hear me? Because now,
the echo.
well, now I'm leaning on the echo. Like now that I can't hear the echo, I feel like I'm just speaking into the abyss.
No. You're fine.
I'm like the
Echo is
CDC telling people to put on the mask and get vaccinated.
Hello, everybody.
Can they hear you?
Yes. I fixed the sound, so I had to fix the echo.
Welcome to the Michelle.
Because they're telling everybody what they had for somebody had grits and eggs for lunch.
I love it.
Yes.
Salt,
Go heavy, go hard.
Salt on the grits.
Salt on the grits, butter.
There you go.
Mhm.
There you go.
You can have grits anyway.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with sugar on grits.
Oh,
Once
there's
you
a
put
lot
sugar on
wrong
top,
with
it's
sugar.
porridge, it's not-
Right.
Right.
And wrong.
Not wrong. It is a flexible grain.
Very true. Okay. So I want to make sure now I'm going to go through on a sound check.
Okay.
So that since they're saying that they can hear everybody.
Excellent.
So they're saying they can hear you, Vince.
Excellent.
So Vince, say excellent.
Excellent.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Was that fine?
No, it was excellent.
Yeah, of course, Vince. Work with me, Aaron. Come on, just answer real quick. Be quiet, Aaron. Denise, can you say everything is fine?
Everything is fine.
Did you hear her, Aaron?
I mean, you sound like you're in a hostage situation now.
I need that another take. I need a...
We heard from Wendy, who said yes as well.
Okay. That's my wife.
And now this is where I believe we may be having. Do you hear me fine? Let me know, Aaron. Thank you. Thank you,
right.
Aaron. And now I need you to talk directly into that microphone. Turn it directly towards you, and that might be what's causing you the problem. But can you, Maori, say everything is fine?
Everything is fine.
Now, did everyone hear Maori very well? That's what I need to know right now. Wendy is my little sound check. I'm trusting Wendy.
Probably for the best.
Well, no, Deborah and Miss Makiba are giving me answers.
Hey,
too.
what's going on, folks?
Yeah, that's right. Better watch it. These are everyday fans.
Is this camera?
Oh, that camera may have moved off of you a little bit. It did.
Make sure to not ruin her life.
Right.
Yeah, turn that camera towards.
How's this?
Get her good side.
Keep turning. I'll tell you
All
when
right,
to stop.
is that good?
I tell you when to stop. I'll tell you when to stop.
All
Keep
right.
turning.
All right.
There you go.
All
There you
right.
go. There she is. There
All
she is.
right.
And you know what?
No,
Oh,
Lower it just a little bit.
lot of moving.
I'm sorry, ladies, to be doing this in real time.
This is fantastic.
I study improv.
This is fantastic.
I did it for 7 years. All right. Okay. All right. Maori's mic is a little low. What I want.
All right. See, I love this. It's very organic. Like it's
This is community.
yeah. These are the missionaries. They are on the mission with us. We are all on the mission.
Okay. So this is.
I was about to say now are easy. Switch it up.
No, we're not going to have that. That's not today. So we're going to do this.
Wait, so if Torres became the engineer, who was the engineer?
I don't know. Maybe they died, Vince. I mean, you're asking me
That's terrible.
questions I don't know the answers to. right now. And not.
All right. All right. All right. So now you're not on.
That's fine. I'm gonna figure me out in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Thank you, Vince, for banter.
All right. Are we still moving along?
We're still moving, yeah.
Moving along. All right. Making it do what it do. So you're reading good books lately.
No,
Starting a lot of books.
I'm buying lots of books.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing completed though. What about you?
I am right. Appropriately enough, I just finished a book on the LA Rebellion, and I just started Chester Himes' book. And although, as I said, I am super against free advertising, we dropped a load of money at Harriet's, my favorite books, one of my favorite bookstores here in Philadelphia. You know, Harriet's, Uncle Bobby's, Amalgam Comics. You know, lots of good shops, but we got a bunch of books at Harriet's. I'm looking forward to starting. So yeah. Did you start anything interesting?
Oy. It's a little too deep for this.
Fair enough. Fair enough. See, I was trying to be in medium talk, but now I've moved
now we're gonna
to
move into
big
large,
talk.
Big talk.
Big talk. Okay.
Big,
All right.
heavy
All right.
talk
All right.
about motherhood and trauma. So
Right. No. Because I was going to
Yeah.
ask if you had seen anything interesting on television, but then Maori, I thought that would be small talk.
I don't think television is small talk.
Television is okay. Have
Not at
you
all.
seen anything interesting on television?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm currently watching White Lotus on HBO,
Oh,
The White Lotus,
Is it good?
and I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
I mean, Connie Britton does no wrong,
Okay. Yeah.
and Steve Zahn, and I mean, it's like Natasha Rothwell. Like, it's a great cast.
That's
Is it as good as Hack?
I really enjoyed Hacks, but wait, Hacks is the one on Amazon with the
No, Hacks is on HBO.
that's the comedian. There's
Right.
Flax,
Right.
which is the Amazon one, right? So Hacks is the one with the older comic played by what's her name from
Katie
Designing Women. Yeah, that one was great. This is a very different show, so I don't know that I would compare them, but
Oh, okay.
it's equally good. Like HBO stays winning,
okay.
not to advertise, but
Right. And then,
they are a sponsor of the festival. But
oh, I'm glad you said it because I was about to get real slick in the mouth. So all
no.
right.
But I mean, they do. I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of series, and before that, I really enjoyed Made for Love.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also been watching. I finished Never Have I Ever, the second season,
Oh, some shows get a second season on HBO.
and
Interesting.
I'm really excited that physical. Oh,
Interesting.
I see.
No, I just thought it was interesting. I just thought it was interesting that you mentioned a second season
Yeah.
of a show on
Yeah.
HBO. I just thought it was interesting.
Mhm.
See, we're in medium talk. I'm not trying to get to big talk. I just thought it was an interesting comment that it was the second season of a show on
Yeah.
HBO. That's all. Just interesting.
Sometimes shows only need one season.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes. Sometimes.
Keyword.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'm really loving Ted Lasso is back.
Still haven't started.
Oh, it's what, the second season or at all?
Oh my gosh.
It's so
You need to catch up.
Yeah,
Yeah, but isn't that
really-
an Apple show?
It
is.
I
is.
don't have Apple.
You
You know
need
what?
Apple because you also need to be watching Physical and The Morning Show.
I heard the morning show was just. Iffy.
I really enjoyed
That's
it.
the
Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon's terrible wig.
right.
You know what? It's worth it for Ted Lasso. And you know how I am.
Ted Lasso is delightful. Make you
Okay.
restore your faith in humanity.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
It really is. And you know, I hate everyone. But it really is one of those shows that make you think that there might be hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I fixed our sound
All right.
issues. They
All
are
right.
and they are telling me that they hear Maori perfectly.
All right.
Fantastic.
White Lotus is a crazy ass show.
All right.
Someone is in the middle of Never Have I Ever season 2.
Oh,
And someone has given up HBO because they canceled Lovecraft.
Oh, I didn't say that. Who said that? I didn't say that.
No.
Not everybody liked Lovecraft, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'm gonna say that you are justified in canceling HBO.
I'm gonna say maybe HBO is justified in canceling Lovecraft.
Oh, let's start the show.
Whoa.
Let's get the show started.
Fighting
That was-
words.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
no,
I thought you didn't want to do big talk. You have chosen violence this evening. My goodness.
Ooh, wow. All right.
You sure you didn't have some red meat earlier?
Not red meat.
Oh my goodness gracious. Saying like the blood is pumping a little bit with that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
I don't think any of us were.
Wow.
I also wasn't stating. I was just saying, like, devil's advocate.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't my opinion.
No.
I was just saying.
All right.
Maybe.
Apparently that's what somebody thought.
You know.
Okay.
We also don't know why it was canceled.
We certainly don't.
We don't know anything.
We don't. Well, we know Misha Green had plans. I mean, we do know. I mean, we know that.
Okay. I wasn't in the boardroom. I don't know.
Look. All right.
Melissa G says shots fired. Indeed. But
We are looking forward to projects from all involved. I'm happy everyone is working. The delightful Misha Green,
Absolutely.
the always wonderful Journey Smollett.
Yes.
What's my girl's name? I just forgot her name because I'm still reeling from the.
Wumi Osako.
And you knew exactly who I meant. When I said my girl, you knew exactly who I meant.
Well, I
know
mean, she's
her.
working on Loki.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
And
she
so is Jonathan Major.
and Jonathan
Oh.
Major, who
That man.
Sorry.
That's,
Y'all get to have your geek moments. We can have our.
I didn't say a word.
Our freak
I was
moments.
allowing it to live.
Welcome to.
we love Jonathan Major here.
I was allowing this to live. Miss McKeeba wants to know, would it be violent to share this chat in the Lovecraft Country Cousins group? Yeah, it might be a bad place to distract the chat. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Thank you for putting up with our long delay here. I appreciate each and every one of your patience.
Yes.
Appreciate the
Thank
patience
you.
of
Thank
our
you.
guests as we have
Thank you
addressed
both.
our sound issues on the fly, and we are now here again streaming live on StreamYard to Facebook and YouTube on the Micheaux Mission. Hey, what's up? We are here to review from 2020 the film Miss Juneteenth, which is a very, very underrated film, and some might say even underappreciated film from director Channing Godfrey Peoples and starring Nicole, Beharie, Kendrick Sampson, and Alexis Chikaeze. Am I saying that name correctly?
You know, I don't know.
Hopefully I'm getting that name correctly. As we sit here with our very special guests, Maori Holmes and Denise Beek of the BlackStar Film Festival. Once again, ladies, hello. Thank you for your patience.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, well, thank you for coming into our lovely abode to talk about the BlackStar Film Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be taking place August 4th through the 8th. 5 days of virtual and some in-person screenings of 80 films from filmmakers all around the world. It takes place April 4th and 8th through the 8th here in Philadelphia. You can go to blackstarfest.org for all of the information. And this is what, the 10th, 12th?
This is the 10th.
10th year
Yeah.
of the BlackStar Film
It's
Festival.
amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, this was like the little festival that could at one time. And now look at it.
I know.
It's blowing up. You got to be careful of like who HBO sponsors us. You got to be careful of what we say. Like you rocking out, man. Look at you blowing up.
Well, we are an Oscar qualifier now.
I know that's
for
right.
shorts.
You better
That's
put
right.
some respect.
That's right.
Ooh, so what does that mean when you say that you're now an Oscar qualifier? Exactly what does that mean?
So the films that are in our festival in the shorts categories, short narrative and short documentary, the ones that win
Mhm.
can then submit for consideration for the Oscars shorts.
Oh,
That is fantastic.
Mhm.
So how long has Black Star been an Oscar qualifier?
Well, this is our first year in the shorts category, which is forever, I think.
Mhm.
But last year we were one of a short list of festivals. I think it was 23 around the world that were chosen because of COVID and there weren't theatrical screenings. You had to, one of the things that you could do to qualify was play 2 festivals on this list. And we
Mhm.
were
okay.
one of 2 festivals of color and one of 23 festivals on this list from around the world. So that was for featured doc last year, but that was a temporary COVID.
Wow, that is dope.
Yeah.
So that has to probably like make you feel like, all right, we're doing something. It's like another way of like just verifying or
Validated.
thank you, Denise. Validating.
Denise is a chief communications officer at Me Too International. So
Okay.
you
We
don't
didn't
want to
get
sleep on her accolades over there.
Ooh, well.
So she's professionally communicating.
Okay. Excellent.
Let's-
You good with them words.
You know,
You good with them words.
She good with them words.
Good with them
I'm
words.
trying to put them together. make
All
it
right.
make sense.
All right.
Well done. So what I was saying is that
Mhm.
must be another way of just like validating the whole festival and everything involved in it for you, considering when it started 10 years ago.
Yes. I mean, it is a lovely recognition of the work that we do. But, just like critique or criticism, when you get, certain kinds of applause or accolades, you have to treat them all evenly because you
Mhm.
can't
That's right.
rest on them. And so it's awesome, but it also isn't, driving us.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, thank you for returning to the mission, Denise. I mean, Maori. And thank you for bringing Denise.
Yeah.
Along with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time to the mission. So where does Denise come in with you in your life? Is it through Black Star or is it
I'm gonna let
Go
Denise
even
answer
deeper.
that.
Oh my goodness.
Use them words.
Communicate.
So Maori came into my life actually as my professor at Temple University, TU. She was my
Else?
teacher. She was my teacher twice. She taught a recording industry course, and then she taught a summer course. I'm also a nerd in different ways. And so I took the summer course. It was about hip hop, studying the history. We actually read Can't Stop, Won't Stop by Jeff Chang.
Okay.
And it was an amazing class. And then after the class wrapped, she sent out an email and said, I'm thinking about starting a festival. Does anyone know anyone who wants to volunteer? And I was, I was so like bright-eyed and green. And I was like, I'll do it. And that was Black Lily. That was Black Lily Film and Music Festival. And then I was your intern at the Painted Bride.
Concurrently, those
yes,
are
at the
simultaneous
same time.
positions.
That's where I did my independent study so I could graduate a little early.
No, that's right.
And yeah, she can't get rid of me. She is responsible for my child's father coming into my life, henceforth responsible for my child. And I've worn almost every hat with Black Star. I was part of the steering committee at the very, very beginning when it was Kinowat. And then, I don't know, I've been communications director, managing director, kind of, sort of. And now I'm currently a board co-chair. So yeah, I've been along the journey since the beginning. And
Excellent.
It's been beautiful to watch it evolve into what it is today. I'm just in awe of my friends.
That's dope.
I was about to say, is people in Philadelphia watching it, it's been glorious.
Yeah.
Really just watching Black Star become, and we're so happy and so proud. So,
Thank you.
yay, Black Star.
Mm-hmm.
It is dope. It is dope.
Absolutely.
I was talking to people from LA today and saying having the organizer of BlackStar Film Festival
I know, right?
on our show. And they was like, oh, Black Star. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was there a couple of years ago. Like, well, there you go. It's in my town.
That's right.
So
Recognize.
it's pretty dope. And Maori said that you all work with the Me Too. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I'm Chief Communications Officer for Me Too International. We are the nonprofit organization that undergirds the movement. We officially became incorporated in 2019. And yeah, I've been part of that team since the end of 2018 with the amazing Toronto Burke and a very small but mighty team of just really brilliant organizers, and folks who really just want to, change the way we talk about sexual violence, all the heavy things we don't have to talk about right now. But but yeah, communications is my jam at the intersection of art, culture, and social justice. So,
That's what's up.
yeah.
All right, that's cool.
And we are a partner of BlackStar.
Of course.
Speaking of BlackStar and movies, I wanted to ask you, Maori, and Denise, you can feel free to chime in as well. As someone who is putting together this film festival and things of that nature, right? Does this in any way affect the way you take in movies outside of the festival schedule? Like when you're just sitting down to watch a movie, can you sit down and just enjoy a movie for what it is, or do you find yourself getting into your oh, this will be good for the festival? It's that lighting is totally wrong, or anything of that nature.
Well, I think because I've been programming for something since 2007, I'm always having a program muscle while I watch things, but I also watch a lot of crap. So I feel like I compartmentalize. Like I know when I'm going to watch something for me versus if I'm going to watch something potentially to be programmed or curated. Okay. Sometimes you're surprised and, sometimes the worlds meet, but I feel like I'm able to compartmentalize and turn on and off.
You watch a lot of crap, like you know that this is crap, but I like this crap.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the hum that's crap that you just like? I got to take it in. What's your McDonald's?
Lately, it's just been a lot of ABC family sitcoms. I watch Grownish. I just finished the Bold Type.
Filed under crap, y'all.
Oh no! I enjoy crap.
No, I enjoy it, but when I say, I shouldn't call it crap, but it is not complicated.
Right.
It is not.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Artistically complex.
Sure.
But it's enjoyable. It's
I get it.
It's sweet.
Look, everything doesn't have to be Queen Sugar.
No. Yeah. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I'm gonna let you pick that up.
No, I'm not gonna pick this. We already on shaky ground with the Lovecraft country. We're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, I lost my black card when I was born, so I am gonna probably disagree with everybody on all the shows.
It's all
so
right.
I'm okay with that.
Right.
Hey,
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that thing about the grits and the sugar. So we just gonna.
I'm
nothing
okay.
wrong with sugar on grits.
I'm okay.
We've had this conversation over 200 episodes. And don't you worry about losing your black card, because they still get down on me about The Last Dragon. So it's all good.
What's wrong with The Last Dragon?
I just don't think it's a good movie.
Oh, it's not.
It's not a good movie.
But it is a great movie.
I mean, it's a classic.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But it's not like cinema.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Everything has its place.
Absolutely.
Everything in its place.
Yes. Let's get on. Let's move on. We have letters, Vincent.
I was about to say anything from the missionaries.
I have a phone around here. I don't even know where my phone is.
You need
Who
your
knows?
phone.
For?
Because it's usually,
Wait, are one of those?
That's it. Thank you.
I thought maybe you had two phones.
Oh, I wish.
I had like a communications phone.
No, not
All right.
You got a bat phone.
All right.
It's just easier for me to read the emails from here. That's
Sure.
all.
Sure.
That's all, Vincent. And we did get an email from Sharon Eldridge. Oh, great. This
Hey,
is a
Sharon.
great email about pretzel bites.
Oh my.
Hello, Vince and Len. First of all, I think you know, but I love your show and appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
That said, I missed the recording of the episode where you reviewed Annie, and only got to hear it several days later. Had I been on the YouTube live, I would have jumped in to defend Len and his movie snack taste. Listen, I love popcorn, microwave popcorn, big bag popcorn, caramel corn, kettle corn, what have you. But movie
popcorns,
popcorn,
serial killer behavior at all
in our present times is trash. To choose pretzel bites over movie theater popcorn just makes sense. And with dipping sauce, please, no contest. Pretzel bites all the way. I do not live in a pretzel bites region, but we do have whole soft pretzels, and I have never been sorry choosing one of those over popcorn at the movies, and that's without dipping sauce. Pretzels are good. I know it. Len knows it. Vince. Hashtag Pretzel Nation. Hashtag end the hate.
Look,
Sharon
it's
L.
not hate. If y'all want to eat that weirdo shit, look, that's fine. Everyone do their own thing, but just understand, I don't trust you.
Denise, what is your movie snack of choice?
So I loved the combination of sweet and savory. I'm the girl who will go and put all that butter all over the popcorn and then put peanut M&Ms in the mix, shake it up. It is
Wow,
a delight. I miss the movie theater.
I miss popcorn. I do it with plain M&Ms.
Oh, so you do the same, but with plain M&Ms.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
So good.
all right.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that. That might.
It'll change your
No,
life.
you hear about people. People oftentimes use what is the chocolate? It's like like almost the malt balls.
Whoppers.
Yeah, you hear people
Put Whoppers in the popcorn.
in the popcorn.
God, I haven't had Whoppers in like 40 years.
Right.
Oh, I love Whoppers.
Wow.
I love man. My life was changed when I realized that, like, for Easter when you get like the malted eggs,
Mhm.
and when I was younger and I learned that Whoppers were basically the same thing, I was like, oh God, because I only thought you could have them at Easter. I would live for Easter, and then I found out you can have them all year round. It was insane. Okay, all right.
You never know where these conversations are going to end up.
That's why we have them.
It's the beauty of live conversations.
Very true. All right. Okay. So that was our one email.
That was our
Thank you.
email about pretzels.
About pretzels.
All right. Well, thank you, Sharon,
Yes. Thank
for
you.
standing with Lynn atop that lonely hill
Anyway.
of pretzels.
Miss Makiba says that Whoppers equal almost malt balls. So that's very. the missionaries they do love themselves a bad pun. All right, we're going to be reviewing the film Miss Juneteenth tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be getting into that in just a moment, but as we sit here and we talk to Maori Holmes and we talk to Denise about all of the films that they have been watching and the television shows that they have been watching or apparently not watching. Denise, let me ask you. We talked to Maori. She was telling us about some of the things that she likes. What do you find yourself when you sit at home and you turn on the TV? What is just like, just take me away?
Oh, take me away. I'm still I'm like one of 20 people who's still watching Grey's Anatomy.
You know, I can't even lie. It's not 20 people. I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's watching it.
Somebody's watching it. It's been on forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for the next season to return. But I love Grownish. I think it's adorable. And along that same vein, Good Trouble that also comes on free form.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they try to interweave all these social justice issues into the narrative. I think it's really smart. And when I think about the demographic who it's meant for, I'm like, yes, it feels important. And I enjoy that. But as far as crack goes, Shouts of Sunset. It's a reality show about a bunch of wealthy Persians and the squabbles.
How do you even find that?
It's on Bravo.
It's on Bravo.
So you just turn to
well, there you
Bravo
go.
and just whatever freak show comes on, you.
Basically.
Right.
I need a lot of escape time.
That's
So,
fair.
Yeah.
Childs of Sunset.
Shahs of Sunset.
Shahs of Sunset.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the Grey's Anatomy made me think, because it's been on forever. You know what my new deal is? Like my new jam? On, I think it's like Me TV. They play like episodes of The Jeffersons from like the 11th season.
Wow.
Wow. Isn't it like close to the end?
It's the episodes toward the end are so bizarre
Because they just ran out of
because they're not
ideas?
even making comedy anymore. Like they're just sort of wandering around the set. Like it was never a young cast.
Right. Right.
But by like the 11th, because remember, or maybe you don't remember, because remember they got like Ghost canceled
right.
because
I do
CBS
remember
was
that.
doing this thing. They were playing reruns and new episodes the same week.
Right.
So by like the last couple of seasons, you know, it's like Marla Gibbs and Sherman Helms, and they're like just sort of wandering around, and it's almost like this deconstructed play that you're watching. So that's my jam. Later years of the Jeffersons, where they're just sort of wandering around. Like, are we still making this? I mean, they're still sending checks to the house.
So I guess we got to show
I
up
guess
here.
we guess I got to show up. You know, they handed me a script, but like, what's the script for like the 5th episode in the 11th season of the Jeffersons? Like George is, he's doing business.
With those hands.
Right. Like I'm doing business, and he's like doing the shuffle, but he's not doing it as quickly because it's been on like 11 years.
Is Isabel Sanford? If she even
Isabel Sanford is there, but
she walking?
she's walking around like I think, you know, she's still at the not the youth center. What was it? Remember she got the job down?
Oh, she was volunteering.
She was
someplace.
volunteering.
Someplace, yeah.
Some is like the youth center. Like Florence is the maid, but she don't do anything.
She don't really do anything.
Like she just sits around with George. It's really bizarre.
That's interesting. I was always waiting for George to have an affair with Roxy Roker.
Why? Like, what? Did you actually think that was gonna happen?
Why not? She was fine. She was a nice little lady.
Hey, I didn't say she wasn't fine. I mean, Roxy Roker.
Roxy.
Right. I'm just saying.
Roxy.
Like they wanted to have blown up the show, like a very special episode of the Jeffersons. Weezy, I got to talk to you.
Oh my goodness.
Wendy, she volunteered at the Help Center. That's what
At the Help Center, right? They didn't even actually have a name. It was the Help Center.
Help
It's
Center.
where poor people came, because it was the Help Center. Like I'm poor and I need help.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I do remember that. I do. That's crazy. Aaron Fry says props to Marla Gibbs for finally getting her star
Yes,
on the Walk of
absolutely.
Fame in Hollywood.
And it's disgraceful that she didn't have it already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she was on like 2 iconic shows. Like she was on 2 shows.
Iconic.
You, if I put a gun to your head, you know all of the lyrics to the 227 theme.
You hear
right
that Baltimore come out 227.
now. Oh, hey, it's never far away.
Okay. I don't know. Jefferson's iconic. 227. I don't know how iconic I would say 227 is.
And there's no place like home.
I'd say 227 was iconic.
But
Okay.
mm-hmm.
All right.
But also the Hollywood the Star Walk is not like merit based.
I
Right,
know.
You know what I mean?
know.
Like
I know.
I could apply for Denise to get one. It may not get approved, but
I know.
you know.
I do like anyway, in my mind it's merit based, but I know it's not.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Paid for it.
Yeah.
So no, so God bless her. Not care. God bless her.
And is she okay? Because didn't she pass out? Didn't she pass out the ceremony? Am I imagining that?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think something happened. I think she fainted.
I don't know.
She didn't believe it either. Denise,
know
that was
what?
not nice.
You know
Denise, you really need to communicate better
Wow.
than that.
It's a whole lot of disrespect floating around in this room.
Did you bring your sage this time?
I have some spray in the car.
Okay, great.
Anyway, All right, we've been going on way too long. Let's get into our review.
You're gonna keep saying that. This is gonna be like 9:00. And now we're gonna get into our review of. Oh, we're out of time, folks.
Let's get
up
into
with
our
that?
review of Miss Juneteenth. But now it's time for trailer talk.
Do we have trailer talk time? I don't know if we have trailer talk
I love
time.
this.
I don't know if we have trailer talk.
I had to do it. I
know.
She set it up.
I know you did.
I had to. Trailer talk is when we basically talk about whatever the fuck we want to, because it's going to be cut out of the show, because on the show the trailer is going to be playing.
Right, because we got a notice about playing a trailer.
Oh well, playing a trailer during the live stream.
Yeah, during the live. Yeah,
Yeah, they don't care during the show, but
Yeah.
during the live stream, somebody who got that. Oh, it was for
Slight.
It was for Slight.
I will never forget. Not that they're on my enemies list, but yeah, it was for Slight. Not that I keep an enemies list.
Yeah, it was for Slight.
But it was for
played the
Slight.
trailer and they got mad at us.
Slight.
The movie
Slight?
about the young boy.
Yeah,
who can
who did the card
sleight of
tricks?
hand and-
Oh, I don't know about this.
You're
It's
missing-
not bad. I liked it more than Lynn did.
Yeah.
I didn't think
You
it was bad.
you neither? Okay.
You're
Yeah.
missing nothing.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's like Lovecraft Country. Let's go to.
You know what?
I don't mean that because I love Lovecraft Country. I was trying to set her up.
Whoa, you're not setting me up. I want no smoke with the blacks.
You know, you have to wonder how many white people, before they say things out loud, have that run through their mind. I don't want any smoke with the blacks. You know how they get.
I wish more of them would.
They'll be marching and signs and
No, we don't want that. Is there anything we want to talk about on Trailer Talk? Since
no. I mean, I think we ate up trailer.
we pretty much ate up all the trailers.
Setting up the
Stream that
cameras.
throughout this whole-
Very true. Very true. Oh, this is going to be an editing delight.
I was about to say, see, yeah, I actually think I'm actually looking forward to, because Lynn is actually a producing and editing marvel. So like now I'm fascinated to see how he's going to put it together. Like every now and then we'll have these shows, and it oftentimes is with guests, because it's just more variables. It's just more moving parts. And like I'm usually the one that I get to do all this, but like Lynn has to put it together. And then like tomorrow, like I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be like, wow, I can't wait to see how Lynn put that together. And then like a year from now, I'll listen to the episode and it'll be seamless. And then I'll have to remember like, oh, right. If you're interested. So like we've had with Dorian and Omar at the same time twice.
Yes, we've done 2 Dolomite movies.
Lynn should have got some kind of award for how he edited those. Because right, the four of us talking about Dolomite, it wasn't even. It just had no structure.
No, it had none.
There was no
whatsoever.
structure.
None whatsoever.
It was just chaos.
but it was fun.
It was
It's one
fun.
of our best shows.
It was chaos, but somehow you know. So I'm not that concerned.
You don't have to do shit.
So I don't have to do it, but I just sit back and marvel.
All right.
And I had to do medium talk, and it drifted into big talk
There you go.
and
Yes.
banter.
Yes, you did.
There was banter.
You did, Vince.
There
Yes,
was
you did.
also
And you were
banter.
very good.
There
too.
was medium talk and banter.
Mhm. Yes,
Shout
you
out
were.
to Dorian and Omar,
Oh yes.
my ATL homies.
Absolutely.
Oh, they are good people. Very good people.
I've known Dorian since I was 14.
Really? Where did y'all meet?
Theater camp.
Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here. This is going to stay on the show. So you in theater camp, you actually
I was in theater camp. Somehow we met because of that camp. I don't remember exactly why anymore,
Okay.
but yeah.
How was Dorian? Give us a Dorian secret.
Well, it's not a secret, but the moment when I met Dorian, he was a rapper,
Right.
and Hakeem and Jermaine were also rappers. I didn't know Omar as much, but I knew about Omar, and they had this group called Philosophical Vibe, and we used to meet on Sundays and like read up on our African history, and
This all tracks. This is all very,
Very
on
serious.
brand.
It is.
This is all very on brand.
Yeah. And I was like super into hip hop. And so they were, 16. They were older than me. So I was like rolling with the crew. It was great.
Oh, dope.
I did
Yeah.
not know the name of the group was Philosophical Vibes.
Mhm.
We do know now.
I took some of their early promo shots because I wanted to be a photographer initially. So I can show you when we're done with the show. I have them on Dropbox.
Oh, please. Please do. We've got to book them again real
I
soon.
know.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, we got to
Yeah.
do the Citizen Kane of Dolomite movies, The Human Tornado.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. They get together with us when we review Dolomite movies. We get together, usually in Brooklyn, and
That was before the Troubles. That was before the Troubles.
Yeah.
yes. All right. So, Miss Juneteenth, ladies and gentlemen, written and directed by Channing Godfrey People, starring Nicole Beharie, Kendrick Sampson, and Alexis Chikaeze. That's what I'm going with today, and I hope you forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. The film follows a single mom and former teen beauty queen who enters her daughter into the local Miss Juneteenth pageant. This film from 2020 was the selection of our guest, Maori Holmes and Denise Beek of the BlackStar Film Festival. Maori, what say you of Miss Juneteenth?
Well, it won Best Feature Narrative at BlackStar last year. So my organization loves the film very much. And I also really enjoyed it. I mean, I was a beauty queen in high school.
Oh, really?
And had
What
a
was-
single mom.
What was the pageant?
It was my high school was in this small town in northern Atlanta. And so they still had pageants and sororities like a college might. And so I was the first Black Miss Chamblee High School.
Oh,
Okay.
very nice.
And they stripped me of all the responsibilities because of that. So,
Wow.
you know. But yeah, I thought I love Nicole Beharie. Like everything she does, she's always incredible.
Mhm.
And I have like ancestral roots in Texas. Like I related to the film on a lot of different levels. And I just thought it was like a sweet first feature.
Mhm.
I thought it was, the acting was really good. I thought the layers with the grandmother and,
Mhm.
Kendrick and, it was like a perfectly like kind of banal film, right? But then had all these layers to it.
Mhm.
So I really appreciate it.
What about you, Denise?
I enjoyed it. I don't have much of a personal connection to the story. I am a daughter of immigrant parents, so Juneteenth was like not a thing
Mm.
until I got to college. To be honest, it was not a thing that was like celebrated in the town I grew up in until recently, which is quite funny. But I thought it was a great film. I thought it was a wonderful way to kind of show how current day Black communities are still kind of telling the story of Juneteenth and through this pageant. I also really, I love kind of, I don't know that this was like a coming of age story, but I like really, I appreciated the person who plays Kai. Was it
Alexis.
Yeah.
She was fantastic. And yeah, I laughed when I realized that Kendrick's name is Ronnie, because I feel like male Ronnies in films or wherever in life are just always like a hot ass mess. So I just appreciate it.
Ronnie is Swahili for fuckboy.
Yeah. So I appreciate his
He
character.
was doing the best he could. It's just
Sure.
he just wasn't that good at it. He
Mm.
just
Mhm.
Whatever, Vince.
Yeah. So yeah, I liked the characters from the bar. I think it was Wayman,
Mhm.
the gentleman,
Yeah,
who
the
owned
owner.
bar,
Yeah, Wayman,
Yeah.
that's right.
and then the woman who kind of also ran the bar. So like those characters, I kind of like we all know them, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really appreciated just like the well-roundedness of the story in general. I thought it was really nice.
I'm going to ask you, Vince, like for your first thoughts on the film. But one of the things about Alexis and Nicole, one of the things I appreciate, we mentioned this on Jen too,
Which it's going to come up.
I love a film where they actually look like they could be relatives.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And the grandmother.
and the
casting
the
all the way
grandmother,
down.
yeah.
see the lineage like
Mhm.
right there.
Yeah.
You know, which is kind of like when you get it right, that's storytelling shorthand. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
So I really like that.
Well, the grandmother had that wonderful line where she says to Turquoise, "You get your good looks from me,"
Mhm.
Mhm.
and they're both really attractive women, and it's like that's perfect. So yeah,
Yeah. Where did you land on your first thoughts with Miss Juneteenth, Vince?
Everything that both of you have said, so I'll say something a little different. I really, really admired the sense of place. Like, I really love the way that Channing Peoples kind of established this community and these people. And you read about it, she is from this area or an area very similar to this. And you got the sense that she knew these people and she knew like the little details that make a place real. Like there's a moment where there's a person in the bar drinking beer and he puts a little salt. in the beer. Like it's little details like that that I thought were fantastic alongside with what both of you said. I thought the script was great. I love a script that gives you just enough information to keep you going, but you don't get an info dump.
Right.
Like for a film called Miss Juneteenth, and like you said, it really is over the past year or so that Juneteenth has gotten this really public.
Nobody outside of the Southwest was talking about Juneteenth until yesterday.
Right.
But the movie plays fair.
Yes.
This is a movie about people who know about Juneteenth.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there's no reason for there to be this huge
Information dump.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you get it at that wonderful little museum
Mhm.
that you can tell this probably was part of the training to be Miss Juneteenth. The other thing that I liked about the script, like we were joking before about Ronnie, but one of my pet peeves in fiction is when you have a character who has a weakness for someone who's bad for them. And as the audience, you're like, why would you even fall for this kind of person?
Mhm.
But the thing I liked about Ronnie, and you see, you know who I thought about, speaking of Selma and Queen Sugar and Ava DuVernay, Middle of Nowhere. I thought about Omari Hardwick's character in Middle of Nowhere, where you have this guy who, like, he's not a bad guy. He just can't put it all together. Like he just like how's he get arrested for basically almost poaching? And you know, and he's done having him money, and he's, you know, well, I want to buy a shop, and like you get him, like you get how she is intertwined with him, and it does in a way that it doesn't speak badly to her character. Much like y'all, I thought the acting was me. I also love Nicole Beharie, so much so that I could have skipped watching it. Like I could have just come in and just said, "Look, everybody, go watch this," because I still feel some kind of way about how they did her on Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, see, they did her wrong. They did her dirty.
So you know, I'm just always team Nicole Beharie. But yeah, I thought it was a great little movie. I really did. And it's funny you mentioned Jen. Speaking of the Mystics and Simone Mystic's film from a few years ago, another kind of indie darling. But it is that wonderful.
Also played at BlackStar.
Also played it. I saw it at BlackStar. Had that beautiful mother-daughter relationship at the center of the film. Like that's really the relationship that matters the most. And I love how the film, again, it was just this perfectly calibrated script that made sure that you understood this is the heart right here. These two women. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this.
And there are moments in the film where that relationship, as in all of the relationships, but more because their relationship is central to the film, there are moments where it could have gone into the cliche, you know, like the kid is like mad about not wanting to do Miss Juneteenth, and it's like all of a sudden there's a dust up between them two, you know what I mean? Yet the film, I think, is very smart. Speaking about not doing an info dump, we know it's never said exactly why Miss Juneteenth means as much to the mother as it is, but we know why. We know why her life took the turn that it did. But it never says it, and Kai never expresses it except for that one little moment where she's looking at a picture of her mom with her as a baby, and you could almost see in her head her starting doing the math of things about exactly when she came into this world, you know, and how that coincided with her mom's life, and the little things about her mother's life that she's learning in her history. And I love that this movie, it doesn't tell you it, but it tells you.
Yeah.
The film is almost off before you actually hear Turquoise say at the pageant, "I was Miss Juneteenth 2004." Like she never actually says the year until the very end.
Yeah.
And then, Kai has been saying the whole movie, "I'm 15 and it's 2019. So like you said, you figured this is what happened, but there's never if I didn't have you, I wouldn't blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, very smart. Very, very smart film. Good selection on you, Mailbag.
Thank you.
It's almost as if you programmed.
Well, you all had so many films that I was like, where can I fit in? And I was trying to think of something that would fit in the show, but also still be left. I mean, you covered everything. And then there are the things that I'm not watching. So
I was about to say, it's lots of stuff that's left. But then you said, well, there's some things I'm not going to watch.
Very good. Well, as a first film for Channing Peoples, how'd she do in your eyes with this being her debut?
well, there's something that I think is really unfair for both women and for Black people in that we expect the first film to be like genius, and there's no room for just like making just a good film, like solid, like, and I think that Channing and her husband, who was her producer, made a really good film, and it was good enough to get her representation in the next work and all of that. But it was, I think, to the things that you all were saying, it's really well edited. Like that script is tight. I feel like the direction is tight. Like it is a solid film, and it isn't, necessarily grand in any of its like aesthetic ambition,
Right.
but it is solid.
Yeah.
And that is hard to do. It's kind of like pop music, we take that stuff for granted. And then you think about like T-Pain or Will.I.am, like that's actually super hard work to make these like little, bops.
These earworms. Yeah.
So I think she did an excellent job, and it shows a lot of promise, and it shows, I'm very curious, what she gets to make next. But I think all the things that you said, her skill of observation, choosing actors, getting performances out of them, grounding herself in place. I mean, all of those things. There's very little that I can say bad about the film.
I'm glad you pointed out the editing, because that's one of the things that I kind of like took note real quick, that for a film that, it's not an action film. So it's not like, bombs blowing up or anything like that. And then it pretty much is, for as much as we heard what is not said, it still is a talking movie. You're talking through the scenes, but the editing is so crisp and so well done. It's not like quick cuts all over the place, but it's just so well paced. I was thinking about the scene where she is with Ronnie early on. He shows up after the place is closed, and it's just them kind of like dancing together and just being into each other a little bit. And it's well paced. It's not too slow, even though it's a smoother, slower song. They don't lose their character. She slowly gives into like, this is, guess this is my dude. All right, all right. It's Thursday. Come on.
Ronnie is doing the best he can. It's just his best is not that good.
Well, then he's not doing the best he can.
No, he's doing the best he can.
No, he's
like
not,
he's
Vince.
Operating at maximum Ronnie.
Vince.
What did he get arrested for with the gay?
They were fishing somewhere they shouldn't have been fishing, and they shot an alligator, which is a protected species, because the alligator was coming towards them.
That's his best. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ronnie makes bad decisions, but he's not a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy. No.
Okay. I'm curious of your definition of a bad. I mean, he's not a bad guy if you're putting him up against, I don't know, like the son of Sam, but he's
or a bad guy, like he means well.
Right, he doesn't have bad intentions.
Right, like he means well.
He's not malicious.
Right,
He's not a villain
right.
in a movie.
okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
He's not a he's not a violent criminal. He wouldn't like. You hate to say it, but you almost, there's going to be a complication, and you're like, all right, where is this dude? Like how is this dude gonna mess this up? And it's like, you know, is he about to do some criminal shit? Is it gonna be another woman? Is it, you know? And it's not. He
Getting
just,
fired from the job.
right? Ronnie just, you know, he took his daughter to a place where people are beefing and one dude got a gun, but he shouldn't have took her there. But at the same time, he said, "Hey, y'all scaring my little girl."
Oh well, then okay, well that's okay.
He spent the money on the shop.
He spent, but he spent the money on the shop. Like he didn't spend the money on. And I think the movie was clear that this whole Miss Juneteenth thing was Turquoise's thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like this was her
Because she wanted a better life for her child.
Right, but that wasn't her only shot out. Like this is my only, work on your jump shot. Is this your only shot out?
Go ahead, Denise.
You know, I just
Got me over here defending Ronnie.
Let's go win. This
one,
is
I just loved how
conversation.
quickly Kai got on the phone to tell her mama to come get her.
Yes. Yes.
Mama's on her way because I can't fool with you and these men in here. I mean, Ronnie's being Ronnie.
A Ronnie.
Yeah,
That's gonna be-
listen, find me a Ronnie, a male Ronnie who is pure and good hearted. Apologies to all the Ronnies.
I was about to say,
watching.
yeah, we'll be hearing about that.
She won't be here for that letter.
Right.
Yeah. But no, I appreciated the writing of it. I felt like there was nothing that felt too on the nose, except just I thought it was just a little too ironic how the mother had a drinking problem and ended up in the bar the same day that she was like, I'm not watching your child. Like, that's your child, not mine. I was like, that's
But the mother knew her schedule.
Right,
That
she thought
wasn't
it was her
supposed to
day
be
off.
there.
okay.
Because she said, "What are you doing here?"
Right.
Fine. I'll give you that.
I got on my drinking wig. Got on my drinking wig.
Thursday night.
That's right. Put a little salt in my beer. It's about to be
I
on.
was like, really? But
Because you seen her turn her wig when she said "Mama," and she's like, "Oh."
It's like a wig of invisibility. Maybe if I'm still, turquoise won't see me.
yeah, that was my only thing. I was like, that really? Did she have to? But sure, like fine. I really enjoyed the writing of it. I thought it was very, very smart. And I think maybe something can be. I'm not an editor, so I don't know, but I loved the pacing of it, and I feel like you kind of inferred so much just from like the expressions on people's faces without them having to say anything. Like the woman who she beat in the pageant when she was, her whole thing, like you got it without, her having to say. Yeah,
She was terrible.
She was.
She ain't had to get up from her chair to walk
She sure
around.
did.
That's what I was like. Oh, damn. Hey, turquoise. I'm like, well, you ain't really gotta be standing over me like that. And then, like, I didn't even know there was a solid knife. Like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is there really a solid? Y'all all they are all staring, giving me the eye. Like,
Maori just told you she was a beauty queen.
that's why I looked at
Like,
her
she's
when I said it.
Right.
We did not have manners classes or anything like that. It was just a popularity contest and talent.
Okay, I'll bite. What was your talent?
I did not dissimilar to Alexis's character. I did a Kai, a recitation of James Baldwin's, not James Weldon Johnson, The Creation.
You do it to a beat.
No,
I was about to say, did you dance? And he wrapped his arms, and you like wrapped his arms around.
no, but I
the
did
world.
wear cross colors for my fashion segment.
Nice.
Wow.
I love it.
Wow.
Speaking of the pageant, I wanted an entire spin-off film about the girl who was a ventriloquist. I actually wrote in my notes, I know that little black girl is not up there with a ventriloquist dummy
Yes, she
talking
was.
about Juneteenth.
Yes, she was.
This is the movie I need.
I loved it though.
Her practicing with the dummy about Juneteenth.
I loved that part. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
You know why I love that? Because to me, that was you could see that at least the other girls were being themselves.
Right.
You know
right,
what I mean?
right.
Which is all
That's
you
a good
really
point.
wanted for Kai.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So if I was Kai watching that, it's like, I know she ain't up here with this puppet. And I'm reading this 1980, but so I actually appreciate it. And then she hip hopped it and
It's not because you were a fan of, what was it, Willie Brown and Lester.
No, I was not a fan. I actually was not a fan of Willie Brown Arrested.
Or
I like Will and the Man.
wait, I was about to say in Madam, you like Madam.
Right.
What was going on in the 70s? Like, why were there different
What do you
ventriloquists?
always say was going on in the 70s? Man?
Like, how is it like different celebrities who have ventriloquist
All
dummies?
you ever say is like there's a lot of cocaine in the
a lot
70s.
of cocaine, a
That's all
lot
you
of
ever-
coke,
Yeah. So there you
a
go.
lot of coke.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, that is the rumor. What we've been going on about Nicole Beharie, we spoke about Alexis performance. What about Kendrick Sampson's performance in this film?
I thought he did well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
I love Kendrick Sampson. Like, I don't know if this
Yeah.
is who he actually is, but
Mhm.
between this and Insecure, he has nailed this guy. Like, he has nailed
He is
this
pretty
guy.
much like this guy in Insecure.
Well,
Right. That means well Negro. Like, I'm a means well Negro. Like, I'm good looking enough that no one ever really pushed me over to kind of build my character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And because I'm good looking, like, I don't really have that meanness in me that some dudes have. Because things have come pretty easily for me.
I guess they have.
And I mean well.
He was ready to roll on
He was
who was the
on Bacon.
guy?
Oh,
Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah.
On Bacon.
I was like, oh, Lord.
You know why? Because Bacon was serious. Bacon was
about to snatch.
Bacon was
Turk
serious
right from
business. Bacon had on his outfit
I need Bacon to come to my door like
and
that.
brought a
Okay.
horse.
I know. Bacon
Okay.
came Lone Rangered up.
He said, I don't want you to work so hard.
Oh.
I wish. Where you at, Bacon? Okay. I'm gonna give you my address right now.
I didn't know you could be the first lady of a funeral home, but apparently that's a thing.
Yes. Yes.
And Bacon was serious.
Bacon's
Yes.
ready.
He was ready. He was
I'm ready. Be the first.
That's right. He said,
What is it? Not overseer. What do you call it? Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Mrs. Undertaker. He said, I wish I could bring you on full time. I said, oh, talk that talk, Bacon.
But so
Why you break up with how whatever her name is? How Sheila? She wasn't you.
Oh, I said,
Yes.
oh, Bacon.
Bacon
Yes.
L. Bacon ain't play.
Bacon ain't playing.
He laid it down like I want you.
Yeah.
So what?
Right. Because at first
It was very ambiguous.
Speaking of the script, like you
Yeah,
think, like
yeah.
obviously we know he likes her,
Mhm.
but I love the fact that the script complicates that character. Like, this is not some dude all misty-eyed.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, he's a man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he actually said, look, I'm trying to do this.
And it's a very small thing, but the other thing that I like is that he obviously likes her.
Mm-hmm.
And you see at this point, he's kind of like, he probably has been flirting with her for years.
Since high school.
Right. since
Right,
high
because
school, right?
his drunk daddy, I'm sorry, he was taking his medicine for his joints. I love all the little moments in
Yes,
it.
it was great.
But what I liked is that when he makes his move, when he brings Trigger to the door and the whole nine, it's after it's already been established she's not wearing her wedding ring. Because
Mhm.
it's different if
Right.
she's wearing her wedding ring.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that's a very small thing,
Yeah.
but I like that because that does say a little bit more about his character
Yes.
and you know the forthrightness of exactly what he's saying. Like, yo, you're not wearing the ring. Like, you're telling me
Yeah.
like there's a chance. So baby, what's up?
Mhm.
What's up?
But it speaks to her character. And she said, like, Bacon is a good man. But she said, I just want something from myself.
Is that real?
No, Bacon, where you at?
Let me find out.
We got another beauty queen for you right here, Bacon. You can learn Phenomenal Woman.
No, of course, you know, every you know, most people want something for themselves. I wasn't mad at Turk for sticking to where her heart was. I mean, you know, but yeah.
I think that's also cover. Like, you say you want something for yourself means I'm not really feeling you like that.
Facts.
Because when you feeling somebody, you be
Facts.
like, whatever you want.
Right,
Like, I'm
right,
just
right.
Yes. Yes.
That's full time, so is that 8 to 4? Or 9 to 5?
See, that was my thinking. My thinking was to cover because while she wanted something for herself, it's not like she couldn't have carved a lane
Right.
there for her. You saw
Right.
she was there because she was doing the makeup.
Right.
You know, so that could have been her world.
So
Right.
she's letting Bacon down easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we'd have just told him I don't eat pork.
You know what?
I kept waiting for one of you all to say it, and no one said it, so now I had to say it.
Well, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, this was really a great movie. Miss Makiva is saying, I found my daddy shit list after he passed. Oh, I don't know what she's talking about. She's talking about something else. I apologize. I got on my drinking wig. Ha ha ha. Yes, that was very, very great. And someone said, I'm still not over how they did Nicole Beharie in Sleepy Hollow. So it was great to see her in this role, like
so dirty.
Miss Juneteenth. The one thing I will say about her, and this is why I did appreciate her on Sleepy Hollow, which, look, Sleepy Hollow is what it was. It was generic genre television.
It was an
CBS.
X-Files clone.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
Right. And you're missing nothing.
Right. Dude travels through time, headless horseman. She played a no-nonsense
Cop.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
But the one thing,
solve mysteries.
but the one basically, right. But the one thing I will say about that, and here, what I appreciate about Nicole Beharie is that there's just a very, I'll put it, I guess the best actors make it seem effortless.
Her performances are very subtle and
Yes.
very grounded.
Yes. Thank you.
hmm I mean, just her in, what was it, Shame?
Mm-hmm.
And he comes to her and she's not doing anything, right? But it's that she's
Yeah.
rooted.
Right. Yeah. And I just found myself just really appreciating her, and she just becomes the character. As much as I see Nicole, but she becomes Turk.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know?
And just to add it, because I do think she's grounded in this very sort of subtle, understated performance. But sometimes actors that do that can almost vanish like camouflage.
Mhm.
You cannot take your eyes off of her.
Mhm.
Like she pops off the screen. Well, I mean, she's gorgeous, but also she pops off the screen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's a potent combination.
Yeah.
With this understatement, but then also this kind of quality.
Mm-hmm.
Magnetism. Yeah.
Pretty dope. So with all of this being said, and yes, someone in the chat is saying she has presence.
Mhm.
Perfect word,
Absolutely.
perfect word. I'll start with Denise. Would you recommend that people see Miss Juneteenth?
Define people. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Is there a specific audience you have in mind?
No, I think it's a great kind of like family-ish kind of movie. Yeah, sure. I think it's like Maori said, it's like banal film, but there are layers to it, and yeah, I appreciate it again, like how it's rooted in history, it's rooted in culture. I always just love seeing all kinds of Black people on the screen. So even like the scenes of the parade and the women doing the line dance, the bar scenes, like even for those moments, I'm just like, yes, you should see, why not?
We hadn't seen these people before.
Right.
And I think like you need to be able to see Black people doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like we deserve
You
that.
deserve that. I
Yes.
You know?
agree with that. Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Maori?
Yeah. what I just said. Yeah, no, I absolutely do recommend it. I mean, I think it is a gorgeous slice of a community that we have not seen on screen before in this way. It is a community, well, not the whole community, but our main characters are working class, but they are not tragic. You know, they're struggling, but it's not like they're not about to drown, you know? So it's like seeing this kind of everyday trying to get it together on both sides. Because I mean, we talking about Rodney, but what is Turquoise doing? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, sis, you can't go to the mall and get a job. Like I'm in my mind, like you cleaning toilets and you miss Juneteenth. Like what, those are your options?
Right.
So I'm curious about her character as well. If it feels like she's way down here for someone who was so smart and so beautiful, it feels like that's a long way. Like there was no, you know,
You thought Bacon
couldn't
could
be at
do
the
better.
daycare. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
like there's so many things. I didn't say Bacon could do
You thought
better,
Bacon could do better.
but I'm just saying we're taking it out on Ronnie, but also with her. I mean, I did think about that. Like, why isn't she, a paralegal? Like, I mean,
Yeah. Well, I think the only person who wasn't shaming her or getting on her about the life that she chose was Bacon. I think that everybody shamed her and judged her for being a teen mother, and I feel like that's so baked in without it being like
right,
beating
hammered home
you over your head with it. Yeah, I feel like that has a lot to do with the life.
Which kind of speaks to why she's so invested in her daughter becoming Miss Juneteenth, because that is unfortunately a dynamic that you see where people are teen parents and then they kind of say, I'll show you all through their kids.
Well, I hadn't considered that.
Yeah, that's
because I forget about the mother, right? Because I have so many friends who were teen parents, but their parents made sure that they had very successful education. You know what I mean? And things like that. So
which we didn't mention. I thought the scene with the prayer circle was spectacular. Where her mother brings her and Kai in, and it turns into this amazingly abusive scene. And it happens, it's so quick. And it tells you everything about that relationship and the dysfunction in there. And you want to talk about editing and directing and script and performance all in that one moment. Was amazing.
I really dug that, especially because if I remember correctly, because this comes after the mother being drunk at the bar. And when the mother is drunk at the bar, that's another side of the mom, another side of their dynamic with them too. And when it cuts to the mom saying, "Oh, of course I'll watch her," it's almost like, okay, she's showing appreciation for what happened, but then you learn, no, mom is still just
so manipulative.
Yeah.
It's such a great scene.
I'd
absolutely recommend this for the reasons that everyone just said, and just again, it's just a wonderful. It's a wonderful addition to just sort of depictions of Blackness. And it's a great Smallville. Like, I think you all, I 100% agree with the unfairness that we have of Black directors right out the gate, that we expect them to just whatever. And it is, there is something about these small films.
Well, you can't be a master without practice.
Right.
Like, how you come out and you're just supposed to.
That's true.
Right.
Like, that's not fair. It's not a real. It's an unreal expectation.
I personally, I think it goes back to Spike Lee. I think the media sort of had this relationship with Black directors from Spike Lee, and everything. They want these auteurs. They want these people with these sort of vision right out the box.
I disagree.
Okay, please go.
I mean, because it's not just in film; it's in everything. It's just white supremacy.
So it's just
there's no space
for Black, just period. So music,
you got to be
books.
Extraordinary.
Okay,
always extraordinary in both ways. Like super tragic or super. I mean, we can go into all our characters. Until very recently, we're always either the smartest or the dumbest. You know what I mean? There was no.
Right.
So I mean, and I won't.
But you don't think that as there are more and more, outlets for content now, and thus there are more and more, images of us out there. Certainly more than when we were younger. You don't think that there is now more of a middle ground being formed out there? Because like with me, I'm thinking about what's the Mike Epps series on Netflix, right?
The Upshaws.
The Upshaws, right? Like, that's like, it's trying to be a little different, but it's definitely in the form of the comfortable, and it's found its lane. It's getting a second season. So like Vince talked about, there's room for your Queen Sugars or Love. Well, we won't touch on Lovecraft Country anymore, but Queen Sugar, perfect example. There's room for Queen Sugar, and there's also room for Saints and Sinners. You know what I mean?
Oh, you went deep.
Well,
I don't know saints and sinners.
How you pick Saints and Sinners?
I couldn't come up with the other one. What's the other one?
What do you mean the other one? I barely know Saints.
that a
and
Nollywood film?
This the other.
Sound like a
the
Nollywood
one
movie.
about churches. A church.
Oh, you mean my beloved Greenleaf?
There you go, Greenleaf. There you go.
Lord.
There it is. There it
Isn't
is.
Queen Sugar and Greenleaf about the same?
You know
No.
what?
No, I'm asking.
No, they're not.
I haven't
No.
seen Greenleaf,
No,
so
no,
No,
they're
Oh.
not.
no.
Yeah.
that was a real question.
Uh-huh.
No, Greenleaf is it's like a soap opera.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a soap opera.
It's got Lynn Whitfield and Keith David
I have not seen it,
cutting
but
it up,
okay.
cutting up.
That's fair.
It's a soap opera.
Okay.
It definitely is.
It's Dynasty.
But in the black church.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. So there is.
I mean,
middle
I
ground being formed.
I hope so. Right. I hope so. And I think we'll have to see because there's also still a lot of spectacular, right? I mean,
Right.
Lovecraft Country is spectacular.
Mhm.
It is not middle ground in any way.
Sure.
Them is spectacular. Like there's a lot that is still coming out that is and I mean that's also okay, right? I mean
No.
that's around that's not just for Black people, but I would just be curious how this sustains, right? Like if the Upshaws is the middle ground we want to present, you know, or if it's, I mean, I would say Blackish to me is more of an example of
True.
this, right?
Mhm.
Like, and Blackish spawning both grownish and mixedish, and you know what I mean? Like that is more of an example of it. But yeah, I mean, the more content that's out there, then I think the natural thing is for there to be more diversity in that content. But that's been the problem, right? Like there hasn't been enough of us. So I'm just
True.
curious as these streamers have, you know, continue to still develop and content is still needed to kind of see what rises to the fray. We'll see.
Now,
But I just feel like it hasn't until we've had 10 years of this.
right.
That's
right.
true.
Will I feel like, okay, this is like, but I mean, it feels like it's happening. I mean, there definitely has been in the life cycle of the festival, right? And looking at the way the industry has shifted in just these 10 years, looking at the folks that are working who are in the DGA now. I mean, like all of that is changing. As long as all those folks are willing to like investigate their own white supremacy and their own expectations for what work is, you know what I mean? There's a lot of work to do just by putting Black people as heads of networks
Yeah.
Mhm.
doesn't change white supremacy.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right.
I was thinking, I know we're supposed to be right, but now I'm genuinely curious. So like you see someone like Issa Rae's journey,
Mhm.
who kind of, you know, like a web series.
Mhm.
And you know, I don't know if you ever watched The Awkward Black Girl. Like
did.
it, right, it's good.
Mhm.
Like you can see it's a spark there, but it is a fairly humble beginning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I just forgot. I know I always mispronounce it. Is it Quita?
I don't know who you're trying to pull.
Quita. Oh, she started on BuzzFeed.
Quinta Brunson.
Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
So, you know, this is someone else who's kind of come up through this almost new media or new
Mhm.
outlet. And how does that figure into your equation?
I don't know. I mean, I think Issa Rae is doing really well, and I'm excited for her. I don't know that Insecure feels like. I mean, I guess there's a lot of banal on Insecure. It's hard because they're so beautiful, so you're just
Yeah.
like, these are not regular people. But I guess what's happening to them is real regular,
Right,
right?
right,
Particularly
right,
Issa's
right.
character. So yeah, I don't think that is not an example, and I
Mhm.
think the doors that have opened just at HBO alone for other shows to kind of come through is very interesting, and I'm just curious to see more of it.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, I just feel like when we look at Black popular culture, there have been these waves, and so I feel like it's sometimes hard for me at this point to get excited because I'm like, is this going to go away?
You want
Right.
to see the
If
wave
it
sustain a
stays-
little.
Got you.
Then I feel
Got
like we
you.
get to get into it, and you know, because some of my favorite work is what I call like white hipster angst.
Mm-hmm.
And like I love Better Things, and I love You're the Worst, and I love basically anything on FX. Dave, you know.
Oh yeah.
And besides like Atlanta, and you know, I think to some extent they try to do that with woke. Like, I mean, I think we're trying to like see more of that kind of stuff with Black and brown folks, but
Mhm.
And even Atlanta's damn near museum installation
Right.
every episode.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Very good.
Lynn, did you recommend Miss Juneteenth?
Oh yeah, it goes without saying. I would wholeheartedly
All right.
recommend this film.
Faux, faux, faux.
Faux, most definitely. I was just trying to find real quick here if I can find it. Here we go. We sat down with you back in December of 2019, so it's already almost 2 years ago.
Wow.
It was before the Troubles.
Wow.
Yeah, it was right before
It was right before the Troubles.
right before the Troubles. And you spoke of the same thing. This is the reason why I was looking up the date. You spoke of the same thing, hoping to see that this sustains a little bit, this wave that is going on. And we're here in 2021, almost 2 years later, and it's still going. I would say.
Mhm.
So, all right.
So we'll check back with you in 8.5 years.
I hope it sustains.
Yeah.
Make that date. All right. Okay. Well, that has been our review of Miss Juneteenth, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed this conversation with Maori Holmes and Denise Beek, please check out this week here in Philadelphia, the BlackStar Film Festival, 5 days, April 4th through the 8th. August. Thank you. I always do that. I see that A. August 4th through the 8th, 5 days of virtual and in-person events, screening 80 films by filmmakers from all around the world. Go to blackstarfest.org for more information, for schedules of the events, of the films. It promises, I'm telling you, that they never ever disappoint.
They really don't. It's a fantastic festival.
Thank you.
It really, really is.
Right. And I wish you all, I'm just so happy for all your success.
Thank you.
You know that ever since she cast me in a short film long years ago.
Yeah. The actually first film Rashid and I worked on together.
Which film?
We were taking Therese, one of his shorts. It was a divorce ceremony.
Okay.
I was trying to apply to some directing program.
Yep.
Aw,
Yeah. I played the pastor, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
that's hilarious.
That's cool.
You're good for pulling people in and putting them to work.
I'm proud to say that I like when people say, "Do you know people?" I know Maori Holmes. Oh, she's somebody. Yes, I know her. It gets me endorsed. I'm telling you. Anyway,
Let me find out.
before we tell you what we're going to be watching next week, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to hit us up. Go to the Micheaux Mission website, micheauxmission.com. 2 Men, 1 Podcast, every Black film ever made. Give us all your thoughts and concerns. Email us at micheauxmission@gmail.com. That's MICHEAUXMISSION. Like and follow us on all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube at Micheaux Mission. And if you go to our website, you can hit swag, where you can check out some of the cool designs and treats that we have available for you from our good friends at TeePublic. And the Micheaux Mission is a proud member of the Podglomerate Podcast Network, thepodglomerate.com. They make podcast work. Next week on the Micheaux Mission, it's Vincent's turn to select our film. And boy, he's got a doozy that he's had in the chamber for quite some time.
It's true.
That's right. Vince, let the people know what we will be watching and reviewing next week.
I have been doing some reading about the LA Rebellion directors. And I'm really fascinated by Jamal Fanaka, who is we've seen one. We watched Welcome Home, Brother Charles a few years ago, a fan favorite. And it's a film that I think critics and scholars have a hard time kind of wrapping their heads around, like, what do we do with this when we talk about these films? And that would be the 1979 film Penitentiary. Penitentiary.
Starring the
Leon Isaac Kennedy. Leon Isaac Kennedy.
Yes.
Or as men our age would say, Jane's husband.
The luckiest man on earth.
Oh,
That's
my
right.
Goodness gracious.
Penitentiary from 1979. Next week on the Micheaux Mission. Ladies and gentlemen, Maori, Denise, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
And thank you for your patience.
Yes.
Thank
And
you for your patience.
well, I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, we definitely had a good time.
All right. And I hope that you will return to the mission someday.
Yes.
Maybe Denise will pick us the film next time.
Perhaps. I'm down to watch Baby Boy with y'all.
Oh,
Oh.
we already did Baby
Oh,
Boy.
God.
We already did Little Jody.
What you see in your
Little
future?
Jody.
Your future with Brandon.
But isn't there a sequel to? No, Baby Boy is a sequel.
No,
No.
Baby Boy is its own thing.
I thought it was a sequel.
No, Tupac was supposed to be in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
but
Do you
it
know who
wasn't a
Jane Kennedy is, Denise? Okay. I knew that went over her head.
It's
You should look her up.
yes. Yes, Lord.
She was what would you say? She was like, is it Tracy Ellis Ross, her equivalent?
No.
Who's her
No.
equivalent? She was like the Beyonce, but as an actor.
No.
I mean, she was like fine, right?
No, but she was like,
Oh, right.
she
Guys
probably-
don't really be checking for Beyonce.
Well, I was actually going to say that's a disservice to Beyonce. Like, Beyonce is so much.
Yeah.
she's
Beyonce's
Jane
Michael
Kennedy
Jackson.
get that level.
Jane Kennedy was just fine.
Like Jane Kennedy,
Like, her
was,
job was being fine.
But who's her equivalent now?
Who
her
would
equivalent
be
now?
now?
Or even someone Denise would know.
Like, there's like everybody is a multi-hyphenate now.
Yeah,
Like, Jane Kennedy really was just fine.
yeah, pretty much. But she was. Wow, who
Who would be the
That's
closest
a good question
equivalent?
to Jane Kennedy
Jane
now,
Kennedy.
or even of the last 20, 30
Right,
years.
because again,
'Cause she's
everybody
like-
is a multi-hyphenate.
Because she's definitely 70s.
Like your beloved Nia Long, my beloved Anika Noni Rose. Like these are women with lots of talents and
Yeah.
skills.
yeah. Jane Kennedy, she was fine.
She was fine. Like her job was being fine.
She was a sportscaster. She was barely an actress. She was just fine.
She was just fine.
That's really what she did.
So maybe like even models. Like I'm trying to think of a model, because even Tyra Banks is like a
They did
mogul.
more things.
Right, she's a mogul. Yeah.
Well, then you could say maybe she's the next level of Jane Kennedy because she took it further.
Okay. There
No,
you
but
go.
I mean, also is Tyra Banks like universally fine the way that people talked about
Look,
Jane
I was
Kennedy?
just trying to think of somebody fine. Look, man, like you asking me to.
I'm
How about
trying.
Naomi Campbell?
I mean, our brothers at home talking about Naomi Campbell.
Well, nobody's at home talking about her now.
But were you even 20 years ago?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Damn.
I was on more Tyra Banks than Naomi Campbell. Honestly,
The funny thing is, 20 years ago, you were
I
talking
think
about
y'all
Nia
have
Long.
a point though.
30 years ago.
I was about to
Like
I'm
someone
talking
who's
about-
just cute
'Cause Nia
and
Long
kind
is
of doesn't do
immortal.
anything.
Right. Like who can you have that job in
Not
2021?
anymore.
Right. Like you gotta make some shirts or something.
Make some shirts.
Well, we also
Sell fish plates out
I
your
think
car.
people were on TV who weren't really anything back in the day, and now they're like, "Oh, I was a lawyer," you know what I mean? Or
Right,
"Oh,
true,
I was
right,
like,"
yeah,
you know,
right.
you don't have any like vapid personality.
Right. It's like on Love Boat. Like it would be people who were celebrities on Love
right?
Boat.
Because even if you think about like, what's her name who just got a show with the short hair who went to Temple.
Ooh.
What's her name?
But anyway, she's like a serious journalist, so it's like it's still not. There's no equivalent. I mean, Kim Kardashian might be the closest, except she's not black.
Yeah, I was going to say Kim Kardashian, but I was trying to think who's the
Yeah.
black Kim Kardashian. I
Yeah.
couldn't think
And there's a sex tape.
wasn't her Jane Kennedy sex? Oh, that was.
Remember? Because when they got
Right.
divorced.
That's right.
When they got divorced, it
I
was
forgot
like,
about that.
Yeah, it was
Downstairs.
it was like the
What?
Ark of the Covenant for teenage black boys.
Wow.
How old are y'all?
I mean, I'm 50.
I'm 54.
Yeah. But you remember it like
Yesterday.
so you saw it.
Yes.
Because remember, it was a deal.
It
It was a
was.
deal.
It was.
So
It was.
Jane Kennedy was married to Leon Isaac Kennedy. They were married.
I don't even know who he is.
He's the
But
star
I knew
of
when you said
Penitentiary.
Kennedy,
Right.
I knew where
They
we were
had
going.
made a tape
Mhm.
when they were married. They had a fairly acrimonious divorce.
Mhm.
Right.
Leon Isaac Kennedy has sworn up and down that he didn't give the tape to somebody, but somehow the tape was out in the wild.
Right.
And remember, this was like, shit, this was like
Early 80s.
early 80s.
Early 80s.
Like the early 80s. And there was always, it was like an urban legend among dudes that there was a Jane Kennedy tape.
Did you ever see it?
Here's the thing. I saw like a fourth generation one. Like, no, hand to God. Like my sophomore year of college, my boy had older brothers.
Yeah. Because I saw it with my uncle, my brother-in-law had it.
And somehow it was on, but it was like it really was. It was like the
Bruder film.
Exactly. Like you couldn't really see nothing.
Yeah.
It was all hazy, and it really was like you felt like you were seeing, and you know, I'm really
fine. It's fine.
Right. I mean, because you understand it was her, and there was no consent, but it really had gained this level of notoriety. Where like this was like a piece of Black culture. Like again, like in 85, like this would have been.
I think it's before 85.
No, I'm saying when I saw, like, shit, that must have been like 91, 92. Like you had been hearing about this thing for almost 10 years. Because then it was, I can't even believe we're talking about Jane Kennedy's sex tape. There was debate about whether or not it existed.
There was definitely.
Like it was like this
was an urban, like you said, it was an urban
legend.
And she certainly wasn't popping it up.
And then to like see it, and I remember seeing the grainy, like you know what? Ironically enough, you know what I could see the most in the tape? Leon Isaac Kennedy, because remember he messed with the camera stand. He was messing with the camera stand, like, and that's how I knew it was actually her, because it's like that's Leon Isaac Kennedy.
The Leon Isaac Kennedy joint.
But yeah, they were Jane Kennedy. Yeah, so they're Kim Kardashian.
My mother and I, our favorite activity is recasting movies. So like,
I love doing that.
We just talk about like what should have been, some, whatever.
Sure,
so
we're going to transition from the Jane Kennedy sex tape to this, but okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna ask her who the current Jane Kennedy is. Like, I just want to
right.
think about it because she might be able to, in her armchair casting career.
That's a good question.
Oh, I love recasting. Vince hates that. I always suggest us doing that on the show.
I wanted to do a podcast with my mom where that's all we do.
Oh, you should do that. That'd be wonderful.
Can I be a guest?
Yes.
I love doing.
Well, I was thinking about having her on with me for this, but I don't think she's seen the movie. But I thought about that.
She could choose a movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we go. She can choose whatever she wants. It could be a TV movie.
Except Baby Boy.
My mom on a podcast would be interesting.
Oh,
I would love to.
That would have been so nice to have her on this particular, because like the mother-daughter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you were a beauty queen.
Mm-hmm.
Kim is a delight. So.
Is your mother is she here? Is she?
Mm-mm. She'll be here for the festival though.
Okay.
She lives in Atlanta.
All right.
But she's a good time.
Yeah, she is.
We'll make a special trip. We're mobile. We're mobile. I'm telling you, I will make it happen.
Too. Not saying.
Well, I was just thinking about it because, not to out Denise, but Denise is 7 years younger than me, and her older brother is my age. So I feel like her info stops at me. And I was like, I just know who Jane Kennedy is, but I was like, you don't know.
Isn't that interesting? Jane Kennedy has been lost to the mist of time.
Because what are you? You're 36.
I can see Jane Kennedy being lost in the mist of time. Like you said, she didn't really do anything.
Right.
Well,
even
Mos
Lola
Def rhymes
Falana.
about her,
Yeah, Miss Fat
Yeah.
Booty. You're right, because that's how you know how old Mos Def is.
Right.
Like he outs himself.
Right.
But I mean, like she didn't do anything. Like
Look, she was just fine. She was just fine.
Also, Halle Berry. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what?
Why is
there so much hate?
I'm not. Just because I say I don't like it, it don't mean that I'm hating.
That's true.
I don't like
just expressing an opinion.
It's another good quote. It's another good.
All right, we gotta get out of here.
Do you think Halle Berry can act?
I think if given the right project, she can act. And we've talked about this before. I actually think she's hilarious.
Jane Kennedy, J-Lo. I know I'm not trying
But
to.
J-Lo
clearly.
purports to do other things.
I know.
Like Jane Kennedy was in her pocket, like I'm fine. And she was good with that.
Yeah.
No, you know what, Jane? Because wasn't Jane Kennedy a pageant winner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was in pageant.
So
like
I
Miss
think
USA or something.
I think Vanessa Williams may be the next level, only because Vanessa Williams then went and excelled.
But also Vanessa Williams had trained. I mean, she's
true.
she's a musician and a dancer.
Right, but I'm just saying,
like you just said, she was in pageants, and now I was just sitting here thinking, what was her talent? Like, I wonder what Jane Kennedy did.
But Miss USA and
pageants.
Miss America are not the same, because
That's
Miss
true.
America, they are college students. They have to be smart. I mean, they're Vanessa Williams. Miss USA, the reason Trump owns it is because you just got to be fine.
That's all you got to be, pretty much.
It's
Yeah.
like the difference between Hustler and Playboy. There's articles in Playboy. So I've heard.
How's she the sketchy one in this conversation?
I've never seen a copy of either, like Inside the Pages, but I know that
So
Hustler.
I've heard.
Because my father would talk about
Oh my
dating
goodness.
people who had been in Hustler, and I was like, we know that's no good.
Wait a minute, that's not fair.
And how you
it's
going to
totally-
drop that at the end of the episode?
That's totally fair.
That's not what that he because it's not good for him to have dated somebody who's been in Hustler.
If he dated them, I know. Sorry.
You know what? This is less about the model.
It's more about the father.
right.
She said
It's a reflection
he
on
dated him. I was
Right.
like, we're on the wrong side.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Lynn, you gonna work your editing magic? You go.
This is not part of the show. We done.
Oh,
You may not want
where's
to
the
listen to
red
this
button at,
episode,
Lynn?
man.
Maori, let me tell you how this works with this man. You got to keep your eye on the red button at all times.
That's okay. I didn't say anything that I wouldn't stand behind. Did I?
No.
Okay. my chief communications officer.
who's noticeably gone mute for the last 7 minutes.
I'm taking it in. I was getting schooled on Jane Kennedy. I didn't even know there were sex tapes then. So I'm just,
It was real grainy. It was like an alien autopsy.
Mm. Okay, all right. And Damon Williams is pointing out that
This is my
Jane Kennedy
younger
was
brother.
in Playboy.
Oh, it's still live.
yeah. You really thought we were done?
I did. And I'm up
my
here
God.
just.
Oh no! The missionary's gonna ride with us until the wheels
Oh
fall
my
off.
goodness.
Mm.
You didn't diss Halle Berry.
You didn't.
You didn't, yo,
tell a lie
you-
at all.
And to his point, I think that she is getting back to that. I think Halle Berry is not the greatest actress
Mhm.
in the world. No, but I think given right material and direction, I don't think she's bad.
Yeah.
And like he said, I think she's hilarious. I think she's someone that should have done more comedies.
That's, yo.
Yo,
Yo,
I thought she was
yes.
great in Back.
Yeah.
Actually, I think she should have done more
Comedy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you do the roles, you do the scripts that you choose, but
Hollywood doesn't know what to do with pretty people, though.
Say that all
They
the
punish
time.
them often.
Yeah,
well, that's very true.
that's very true.
That is very
It's
true.
very.
And don't get me wrong. Hey, Vince knows where I am on Nia Long. There's a reason why we haven't reviewed a lot of Nia Long.
Oh,
films.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm just being real.
Don't do that.
There's one particular Nia Long film that I will not bring up, but when somebody brings it up to review on the film,
I thought she was really good in The Banker. I like her.
I haven't seen The Banker. I haven't seen
Yeah.
that. That's the
Apple TV. That's why you haven't seen it. It's
That's
Sam Jackson and
It's,
Anthony Mackie.
Mhm.
Anthony Mackie. I was going to say
Yeah.
Aldous Hodge, but you're right, Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
I like Nia Long.
Yeah.
No, I like Nia Long.
No, I
She
think
was
she's
good
a
in
solid
Lemon.
actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good at Lemon. I mean, she's
Yeah.
good at.
I think she's a solid
she's
actress.
good at some things, but there are some things where I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut now, but I know we still live. There is a friend who is an actor who I think is quite good, but for a long time, everything he was in was terrible.
that happens.
That happens a lot.
That happens a lot. Yeah, yeah. Or
I say that about Tika Sumpter,
Oh yeah, I mean she's fantastic.
Yeah.
but she's
Yeah.
just, I guess she got to go where the check is, and
Yeah.
it seems like a lot of times the checks are with Tyler Perry.
Well, yeah, I think that people, it's checks or mismanagement, right?
Okay,
Or
all right,
bad
too.
advice, or you know
Yeah.
what I mean. You never know, and also. The thing that's really hard is that you want to work, right?
Well, that's
You wanna
right.
practice.
Absolutely.
You wanna, like not even just for the check, like you want to.
No, absolutely. I don't mean to
Yeah.
be crass like that, but
Yeah.
but I always say I'm such a Tika Sumpter fan that I like Tika Sumpter, and I don't even like nothing she's in.
Yeah.
She's cute on Mixed Dish, though. I
Yeah.
feel like it's like a, yeah.
very true.
All right.
All right.
We're just it is completely
In the
unraveled.
event,
But
yeah.
that's your fault.
Maori knows we're
Because
live
that's
now.
your
so it's no
fault
longer.
Right.
because you start talking about Jane. You start talking about Jane Kennedy, and you knew that would touch a chord.
I didn't bring Jane Kennedy up.
You did.
Did I?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
No, you asked Denise, did she know who Jane Kennedy
Because
was?
y'all were
After you
talking
brought it
about
up.
her.
Because I brought up Jane Kennedy.
You did. You did. You said something about Jane's husband, and then
Right.
Right.
I did. That
I
is
just wanted to bring her into the
Just
conversation.
bring us to you talking about Jane Kennedy.
You know?
Word born, she looked like a young Jane Kennedy.
You just can't help it. All right, we're going to get out of here. Tika is also in Bronzeville. And the whole show is great. I don't know that show.
Isn't that the podcast?
I don't know. I've never heard of the show Bronzeville. I'll have to check it out. All right, we got to get out of here.
All right.
It's like 12 o'clock. Okay. I still got to edit this thing.
It's time for the next episode. So Penitentiary, a film. Go ahead.
All right. He's Vince. I'm Len. In parting, we say.
We'll see you when it's time to